or the ones that we have raised to power with our power, right, to utilize our power over us to help us continue to build, not to oppress us, not to suppress us, repress us, or depress us, but to advance us, to uplift us, to better us, to unfold us, to advance us, to develop us, to improve us, to empower us, right? Now, this executive or the power is our power manifest from all of ourselves, all citizens, through one of ourselves, the president, right? We're really the government, but the government, the executive power of establishing these things and executing and enforcing these laws and our will over ourselves is through the president. Now, it is only when you see your power as your opposition, your adversary, your enemy, your oppressor, right, that you lose control over it because you give up control, right? But the fact is, and when you give up this control, it becomes a man-made monster. The government over you becomes a man-made monster that chases you down and takes you through hell, right? But the fact is that you have never really been out of control of your power, but you have refused to use it for your benefit, right? When you say, I don't want to vote, I don't want to be a part of the government, I want to do this and that, you're refusing to use your own power for your own benefit, right? And then what you're doing is you're letting it run wild without your control, just like a child. You let a child do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, however it wants, what's it going to do, right? And this is, and what happens as a result of that is from your own sinful ways, your own refusing to follow your divine creative principles, your ancient forefathers' divine creative principles of your sovereignty, of your sovereign power, of your absolute power, of your omnipotence being made manifest upon earth land for your salvation, earthly and divine, right? People keep blaming the government, right? Our own sovereignty manifests for their problems. But the government is an artificial person or artificial entity. It does not think. It does not feel. It does not care. It only does what the people who control it say and do, right? And it is our own fault that we are not exercising our five senses over it as the guiders of the nation, right? And you know that we are not the rulers. It's nobody's fault but our own. Yeah, but now the new Moors will carry out the law. We will express and expand on all of this. And that's what we're here for today. And you know, and these things, this is where the real difference between Moors and Moorish American National comes in. Because this power and authority that a Moorish American National has, that a national has, right, of the nation, is part of its descent, or the part of the national's descent, the nationalist descent, right? And this is the natural inheritance of every faithful member, also called, again, nationals, right? Now, a Moor, someone who just calls himself a Moor, not showing any loyalty, faithfulness, or anything like that, doesn't have this national descent, right? Now, the shortened version of Moorish American National, obviously, is just Moorish. So every time we say Moorish, we're talking about the nation, though, right? We're not just talking about a bloodline. We're talking about a national collective growing and expanding, right? Because if you look at it, when you look at things like the term Moorish Science Temple of America, or the Moorish Industrial Group, the word Moorish is representing the nation in action. It is not just saying people with a bloodline. It is saying the nation, the Moorish Nations Science Temple of America, the Moorish Nations Industrial Group, right? The nation in action. And it is stating that the Science Temple, right, belongs to the Moorish nation. It is saying that this industrial group belongs to the Moorish nation, right? It not only belongs to it, but it is made up for, of, and by the Moorish nation. Everyone in it is a part of the Moorish American nation, right? But the ignorant, what they won't tell you, or they'll try to say, is that Moor is better than Moorish. The term Moor is better than Moorish. What they won't tell you is that, or what they'll try to tell you is that ish, ik, and ism, ish, ic, and ism at the end of the words have a dual meaning. There's two meanings to it, right? A double usage. Now, the one they point out all the time is when ish, ik, and ism mean to be like. Like you can buy onto a rug that is Moorish looking. The Moors didn't make it, right? It don't belong to the Moors, but it's just Moorish looking. It looks like a rug that the Moors utilize, right? So that's to be like, to look like, to act like, but not really be. See, but that's only one of the definitions. What they don't tell you, what they don't point out is that ish, ik, and ism, right, actually means in the state of, or in the action of being, or the process of doing, right? Just like I was just saying, right? It means the Moors are doing it for the Moors. Not only does it belong to the Moors, but it is the Moors doing it for the Moors. The ism, ik, and ish, right, represent loyalty, faithfulness of Moors doing for Moors. That's why it's called a Moorish industrial group. Moorish is the Moors who are doing it for the Moors. Industrial group, their own industrial groups, their own businesses. So when you say you are a Moor, you are just stating that your bloodline, or you are a bloodline descended from the Moorish family nations of West Africa, right? It's historical. And even that family of nations in West Africa is known universally all over the world as the Moorish family of nations. So even just being the Moors themselves in West Africa are known as the Moorish. Go look it up. But Moorish, right, because Moorish represents that you are not only descended from the Moorish family of nations, but you are loyal to it, you are faithful to it, you are a member of it, every part and parcel of every uplifting act. And that you live to see the Moorish nation advance, grow, and expand. And this alone entitles you to your national descent in any nation, right? Matter of fact, this is the true point of nationality, as I mentioned a couple of times. And you cannot receive this national descent, this inheritance of Moorish power and authority over all Moorish properties, whether they are intellectual, temporal, or virtual, without coming to the nation itself. The Moorish American nation, the true Moors, which is what the Moorish divine movement is made of, right? For the purpose of uplifting the nation. And it is the Moorish divine movement that established the Moorish Science of America. So you must come to the door. You must come to the Moorish Science of America to be a part of the Moorish American nation, to receive your descendancy and your descent. So here the word Moorish, right? The word Moorish represents your sovereignty, your sovereign nation of people, your nationality. Right? Because like I said, the United States of America is not a nation. It is a conglomeration of nations formed into a national government. So you must have a nation you come from previously. That's why we say we're not Negro, black, or color. We're not African. African is a continent, not a nation. You must have a nation that you came from, that you were born from, mothers and fathers that you were born from. You can't be born from America. America is not people. It is a conglomeration of nations here. The Chinese are here. The Russians are here. The Irish are here. And you'll hear them say, I'm Irish American. I'm Russian American. I'm German American. That's that nationality, right? So the word Moorish, not more, but the word Moorish, right? Because Moorish is the living nation, the active nation, right? The nation with the power, handing down generation and generation of power, not just a bloodline descent, right? Not just the flesh and blood, but the spirit moving through the flesh and blood. Right? This Moorish represents your sovereignty, your sovereign nation of people, your nationality. Right? Now, and all of this is why I say it hereby and here now again. Because when you proclaim it, hereby in your proclamation, your actions, is the same as the Holy One within, speaking through your tongue. Saying here now. When you say, I proclaim myself a Moorish American national, it's saying the Holy One within, the divine within is saying here now, I am Lord of soul and manifest. I have reclaimed what I've lost. Right? I'm claiming who and what I am and what is mine, which is all of creation. Right? The voice of the Holy One is speaking through your tongue. Right? And so the proclamation becomes a promulgation, a holy and divine promulgation, or a divine declaration, one with the ordinance of Allah. So Allah's revealed word, divine revealed word is speaking through you when you give your proclamation, when you stand up and proclaim your nationality. And you must do that to the nation. Those who have done it before you, those who are doing the works. And once you are recognized, once you are identified by them, you'll be recognized by the rest of the world. Right? Now this is how we must begin to think. Because this is how it is, right? So what we do in this national government in the United States of America is for the betterment of the Moorish American nation. Right? Anything we do interacting with the United States of American government is for the benefit of our people here within the government, right? Those Moorish American nations, those are the Moorish American nation on the shores of North America, right? Now, what we'll do here and in other national governments across the world is for the same nationalistic purpose, right? What we will do here in this national government, right? Because the Prophet told us that membership is free all over the world. Membership in the Moorish Science Temple is free all over the world. So everywhere we are in the world, we must be in tune with the national governments everywhere we go, and we must make sure that our nationality is proclaimed, our sovereignty is proclaimed, though. Right? Our divine creed of our salvation, redemption, and perfection is proclaimed there. Right? And this will include when we have our own national government in the